Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough. So last time we finished off the toy box in terms of its story. We now get a whole thing about gummy missions. I don't know why we're getting it now, but hey, there we go. You know, since we are still missing some treasure chests and some lucky emblems and all that jazz, today we are returning to the toy box to wrap that all up. Thankfully, we're not actually too badly placed in terms of picking up everything. There's, I think, 6 lucky emblems to pick up. And let's see, how many treasures? Oh, only 4 treasures. That's really not that bad. I was expecting a lot worse. So this should be pretty nice and simple, I suppose, I hope. I mean, as you can see from the length of the video, it's not going to be the shortest amount of time ever, but part of that is going to be our wonderful gummy ship journey to the next world. So there is all of that, and sorry, yes, I'm sure you do have to play Verum Rex someday. I mean, there's every chance that you will, but we shall see. So, yes, I did actually end up missing quite a lot of stuff in Andy's room and on the road because, yep, there's a treasure chest all the way up there that I didn't spot when I was here the first time. I suppose it's because sort of you do spend a lot of your time in Andy's room from a very low angle, so you don't necessarily see the spot right up at the top there. Yes, so that puts us with 3 to go. I don't know whether the 3 remaining ones are in Andy's room or whether they are back in Galaxy Toys, but we will see. I think, actually, so at least 3 of the lucky emblems are Andy's room / on the street. So there is that. One of them, I believe, is on the roof here somewhere. Another one is on the side of a car. I believe it's the one with the A113 number plate. So we are going to have to look for that. Obviously we will get it because that is just what we do. But obviously before we can actually do any of that work, I do have to do a little bit of heartless murdering. And yes, there we go. There is the lucky emblem that I was after.
Let's see.
Quite well hidden, if I'm honest. It sort of doesn't stand out very much at all. And yes, the other lucky emblem that's in this area is just on that car over the road. But obviously, as part of that, I'm going to do a whole bunch of heartless murdering, because of course I'm going to do a whole bunch of heartless murdering. Like, this is part of my modus operandi that I have had every single time I have played a Kingdom Hearts game. Just murder all of the heartless. It's like, just destroy the darkness, one heartless and nobody and unversed at a time. Just the way it works. And I'm still in love with the double arrow guns. As I believe that I did say, probably when we first went into double arrow guns, it's basically wisdom form, but good. I can't say that I'm the biggest fan of the launchers, however. There's a couple of the launchers throughout the game. They're not my favourite, largely because, well, I like having that long distance way of attacking enemies. They're just that little bit too sluggish for me, I suppose. But it's all going to be okay, because once we've killed off these guys, yeah, it's lucky emblem, you can just see it in the distance there, just on that car. And one of the things that I think, well, I don't know whether any of you will have thought when we were initially here, is you've got two different exits from Andy's street. Basically, you can take either of them and it will lead you to Galaxy Toys. I mean, obviously that is not actually how roads tend to work. But if, say, you know, you went sort of around it and it was sort of equidistant, it'd be fine. Now, I believe that that is actually everything on this street. So everything else is at Galaxy Toys. Although one of the things that you'll notice, which is it's a bit annoying, is that the game's actually going to put you inside Galaxy Toys, but actually at least one chest and one lucky emblem, I think, are located just outside the doors of Galaxy Toys. So, oh no, so they did put us here. Okay, that's alright. Because if they put us inside, then it would have been a problem.
Well, I'll help you find the next one.
But yes, there's that. Also, there was a Chinese, a box of Chinese up on there, which would provide us with an ingredient. I suspect that's probably one of the ones that I've ended up not getting. But that's fine. So that's another lucky emblem down. And that's just 3 to go. I don't know why the outside one is right at the end, but I suppose it's because it does it in order of what you're able to access. And I guess you're not able to access that particular one until you get to the end of the Toy Box, really. Because I don't think that you're allowed to leave Galaxy Toys until you actually finish. Which makes sense.
Now's our chance.
Let's see.
And yes, that is definitely where one of the lucky emblems is, but yeah, we're kind of going to have to do a little bit of murdering to free ourselves up before that is going to be a possibility. So, I mean, obviously you can take photos in the middle of fights, and that can be quite fun, but obviously you end up putting yourself at unnecessary risk, because then it means that enemies can kill you, and you're not attacking them, so it's going to take sort of a bit longer. Just generally, it's a risk that you do not need. So it's just a, yeah, no, let's not do that. But now that we've got a Gigas of our own, it just means that, yeah, we just roll along merrily as we would normally do in just murdering all these guys. And then we just have a lot more freedom in terms of particularly exploring this lower level, because there is quite a few things to grab on this lower level from what I remember anyway. So there's definitely that particular lucky emblem. I think there's a couple of others. But you do have to do, yeah, you have to do a lot of murdering in this level, which is crazy. And they do throw a ludicrous number of the Gigases at you. I don't know why. But hey, I'm not going to complain, because it means that I get more experience out of all of them. So that is fine by me. I was going to say I'm really not a fan of the red Gigases. Just that tackle is not that fun. I believe that if you're going to go for any of them, you want either the blues or the purples. Because obviously their special murder move is at more of a distance, so it's a bit more exciting. It's also a bit easier to succeed in pulling off. But yeah, I think it's time to abandon that particular one and jump in another, because God, can these Gigases just sort of, you know, end? That would be nice. Well, I came in for some treasure chests and some lucky emblems. That was it. And then it'll be time to move on to a brand new world. You know, this is one of the things which also makes me quite sad that Aladdin didn't get in, because then I would have been able to say it's going to be very exciting because next time we're going to get to experience a whole new world, and it would have been really punny. But I can't do that because it's not in the game. God damn it! But, oh, thank God that's all of those guys dead.
Let's see.
Now, I believe that if you want to get this one, you do have to stand on the platform that is just where the till is. Because otherwise you're just too far away in order to capture it effectively. And that puts us at, I think that's 30 lucky emblems.
You find the next one.
The reason I say I think is because the size of the video that I end up watching and sort of its quality level is ultimately lower than what you guys are seeing, because it's like at half quality, it's shrunk, and also because I do record my commentary in my editing software, and that's just the preview that it decides it's going to throw up at me, and I can't be bothered to change it. I've lived with it this long, I'll live with it a bit longer. So when you get like really small text like that, I'm just like, I think that's a 30, it could be a 20, I don't really know, but I would probably put it at 30 anyway, because we have gotten a lot of lucky emblems. Now, I believe that actually most of the treasure chests that we want are in the action figure store. Because I know that there's one which you get to by using the flying bugs. There's one which is a really, really fun little side thing. Can't remember where the other one is. I think that might just be on a raised platform that I was just being completely blind to. Which is hardly surprising at this point. And then I believe that our final lucky emblem is located on that UFO that's floating just up in the air there. And basically, obviously, you have to jump down from level 3 in order to get to it. So actually, it's quite a nice, relatively quick romp, and thankfully not going to get too horrendously lost in this point. It could have obviously gone really, 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 really badly. I could have gotten very, very lost. But it is okay, because as I said, there's not that many. I think the only world which is going to have a really, really, really long post-game or post-world section is the Caribbean, and that's just because of how that world works. And oh my god, I've just realised, that's a fun little touch there. The battle saws are actually from, as far as I'm aware anyway, I think, they're from a Toy Story short that Pixar did, which takes place after Toy Story 3. Let me actually have a look. Yeah, so the battle saws and sort of that figurine come from Toy Story That Time Forgot. Oh, that's just made me really happy. That's really cool. You see, it's little touches like these where I was like, oh yeah, that's just some sort of generic thing. No! It is actually a Toy Story thing. Like, that's great. I love it. Yes, I think we've nearly murdered most of the Heartless in this area. So then I should be able to just freely... Oh. Where have you gone, Gigas? Oh, you're over there. Why did you decide that there is where you were gonna Don't run away from me! Like, I know you don't want to die, but, like, seriously, it was going to happen anyway. It was just a matter of time. So yes, now it is time to find those few remaining chests and lucky emblems. And oh, for God's sake, I thought I was going to escape all the enemies. I thought I was free. I nearly am, because I don't think that there are any Gigases on this side, so it's alright. But it was one of those moments just going, no, don't put me into more battles, I just want my chests and to get out of here. I spent far too long getting lost in here, I don't spend any more time in it right now.
Here we go.
But there we go, it's okay, we're fine. So, not quite sure what I am doing right now. I think it's because whatever I was reading was telling me that one of the chests was on a thing by the tills. But yes, one of them is in a kind of basically a rock'em sock'em dinosaur fight thing. Basically, you just take control of one of them, and once you win, pick up the chest. I think you can go on either side, and as long as you win, it's fine. You are going to get it. But yeah, that's just a really fun, tiny little mini game. Means absolutely nothing, but I am actually quite glad that they put that in because that is hilarious, and I love it. So yes, one of the chests is located on top of that, and in order to get to it, you're going to have to jump on the flying bug. Because there is not enough, you can't fly motion up the platform, onto the platform where it is. And annoyingly, Sora doesn't have enough horizontal movement at the current moment in time in order to pull such a leap off. Right, so that's those two. So I believe that we only have one more chest, which is right there. So that's that bit resolved. So that's all of the treasure chests in Toy Box done and dusted. A lovely 71 out of 71. I don't know the fact that it's 71, but it makes me happy. And okay, we have 2 lucky emblems remaining. So I can tell you now, one of them definitely on that UFO, and we will be going to pick that one up, definitely. The other one, cannot remember for the life of me where it is. But I have the suspicion that it might be, wasn't the way around I wanted to go on that, but hey. It might be near the cherry flan. But we'll see. It might also be in Babies and Toddlers Outdoors / Kid Corral. Or it might not be. God only knows. Or it could be this one, which is just sort of sitting randomly there. And, you know, I just decided that I wanted to take a picture of Woody in it with the lucky emblem in the background because I just thought that that would be more fun. And it definitely was. It's definitely something that is quite a delight to participate in. And then I'm on the wrong side. Well, I'm not on the wrong side for the UFO, but it's yeah, it's just over there. So while they try to throw enemies at me to make me lose my concentration of what I'm going for, it's not happening, and I am just going to get this lucky emblem, and then it is time to mosey on out of here, because that is everything we came in here to collect. And that basically means that for the time being, the toy box is complete-amundo. Basically, the only thing that I'm actually going to have to come back to the toy box to do is Virum Rex Beat of Lead. Or Beat of the Lead, I don't even know anymore. So that's fine. So, say farewell to the toy box. We will not be back for quite a long time, I should say. And from a Pixar world, we are going to head on to a very wonderful Disney world, which is going to be very delightful, I feel. Also, yes, I'm definitely not going to be using the same gummy ship that I did the last time, because that was awful. It didn't really do very much at all. And also, I am terrible at the gummy editor, to be honest. I'm not really going to make too much use of the gummy editor as the gummy editor, because I'm just going to use sort of the original templates. Maybe sort of shift up the look of my gummy ship, but outside of that, not really very much. I think part of the reason why I never really felt much desire to do much with the gummy editor is that whole cost thing. It really does limit what you feel you can do with your gummy ships. And there's seemingly no actual reasoning behind the upper limit of the cost that you're allowed to go with for your gummy ships. Which, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of. But anyway, it is time for us to go across the Starlight Way to the Kingdom of Corona. And finally we get we get taught about special weapons. Annoyingly, I decided not to attach a special weapon. I should have done, but it's okay because we're not really going to be getting into many, if any, fights on this particular gummy ship journey. So that's alright by me. Also, I don't know why we decided to set off from Twilight Town. I thought we were setting off from Toy Box, but it's okay because ultimately this does put us closer. So that definitely makes me happier. And okay, looks like we're going into this fight. I was just like, no. I need to redeem myself from that slightly poor fight the last time. So we're going sort of full angry into this one. And it is fun, so it's all good. And, you know, since we're in the gummy ship again, I do really like that they managed to find a midway point between the Kingdom Hearts 1 gummy ship and the Kingdom Hearts 2 gummy ship. Because the Kingdom Hearts 1 gummy ship was actually, it was quite dull. But the Kingdom Hearts 2 one sometimes felt a little bit too action-packed, and sort of you had no choice as to whether you had that slightly more relaxing experience or whether you wanted all of that action, and actually having sort of the more Kingdom Hearts 1 variant for just general traversal, but with Kingdom Hearts 2 style controls, it makes these exploration-y bits a lot more enjoyable to proceed through, because they don't feel like they last too long at all, really. And then you've got the option of going into those fights if you so choose to do that. And yeah, I just really like having that option. I mean, that's basically the main thing with most games that I play, and sort of my thoughts on them is I like having options available to me, because ultimately that means that I decide how I play, and it just makes things feel a lot more satisfying in the grand scheme of things. Because it's like I'm in control of what I'm doing, I'm not being forced along by the developers. And obviously it depends entirely on the type of game that you're experiencing. If it's a very narrative driven game, sometimes you do want sort of that sort of push, but in terms of how you're physically playing, that's where you tend to want the options and the choice, because then it truly feels like it's your experience in a game rather than everyone else is having exactly the same experience, which it's totally possible, and it's totally a thing that a lot of people will experience. And come on, we're nearly there, we've nearly hit the 100, and there's the 100. Annoyingly didn't manage to get an A rank on that one, but it's okay. We're not going for A ranks and all that jazz in these things, so it is all good. And I believe that once we have ridden this lovely jet stream, it's going to spit us out right in front of our destination. And here it is, it's the Kingdom of Corona. At last I see the light. Let's go.